Mbappé just has to be Mbappé. If it weren't for the French superstar, who knows what Real Madrid's situation would look like right now, or whether they'd even survive this brutal Champions League group. His 4-goal masterclass against Olympiacos was the latest reminder of a simple truth. He is the difference maker. The only one who can drag Real Madrid out of the mud, out of the games where all the flaws of this fragile system are exposed for everyone to see. You take the win and try to tell yourself to be happy, but let's be honest. Beating Olympiacos by just 1 goal while conceding 3? No Madrid fan can feel truly satisfied with that. The reality is that Real Madrid were disappointing. They didn't play like a machine, didn't dominate, didn't crush the opponent the way a European powerhouse is expected to. Instead, we saw a shaky, unbalanced, error-prone Real Madrid. A team performance that felt flat, messy, and constantly on the edge. Remove Mbappé from the picture and what's left is a wobbly group, easily troubled by an opponent they should be far superior to. And in the middle of all that chaos, Mbappé stepped forward, almost as if everyone else on the pitch was just a blurry backdrop for his solo show. 4 goals. 4 ruthless, precise strikes that killed off every bit of hope Olympiacos tried to hold on to. More importantly, 4 reminders of a question people in Madrid seem to be avoiding. Whose team is this? Who sits at the center of the universe? Who has earned the right to speak about wages, status, and influence in the dressing room? Tonight, the answer flashed on the scoreboard, on the helpless faces of the defenders, and even in the eyes of his own teammates. There's only one name: Kylian Mbappé. The match didn't start anywhere near what Real Madrid had planned. Olympiacos refused to play the role of the polite underdog. They pressed aggressively, fought for every ball, and played like they had nothing left to lose. Before Real Madrid could settle into any rhythm, their net was already shaking after simple but fearless attacks from the home side. Once again, fans had to watch that familiar, fragile version of Real Madrid, the one that collapses far too easily under pressure. But all the tactical talk, all the discussions about tempo or clever attacking ideas become meaningless when Mbappé decides he's had enough. It was one of those moments when a superstar looks up at the scoreboard, accepts the reality that his team is sinking, and simply says to himself, "All right, it's on me." The first goal felt like a loud warning, a reminder of the gap in class. A clever run into the space between the center-back and full-back, a clean first touch, and a finish that showed no mercy. The whole stadium seemed to freeze for half a second the moment the ball left Mbappé's foot, because everyone knew exactly what was coming. The second came so fast Olympiacos didn't even have time to recover. Mbappé received the ball in an awkward position, almost having to jump for it, but with just one quick adjustment, the whole picture opened up. A strong leap, a sharp twist of the head. It all looked scripted, even though heading has never been his strongest weapon. The third felt like a smirk at Olympiacos' attempt to push forward. They tried to force Real Madrid back, tried to take control, but all it took was one transition and Mbappé was there again, in the right place, at the perfect moment, turning their entire backline into a lineup of statues. A hat trick in under 7 minutes. So quick that even Real Madrid fans must have wondered if they were watching a highlight reel instead of a live match. Mbappé created magic through pure killer instinct and undeniable superstar quality. And when the 4th goal arrived, it didn't even feel surprising anymore. It felt inevitable. Olympiacos kept fighting, kept pushing, kept hoping they could pull the game back. But every time they thought they had a chance, Mbappé struck again. Ruthless, cold, and decisive. 4 goals in one night wasn't just a personal milestone. It was his signature stamped all over the match. At that point, it wasn't Olympiacos versus Real Madrid anymore. It was Olympiacos falling to Mbappé. When the final whistle blew, the overriding emotion wasn't joy or pride. It was relief, almost gratitude, that Los Blancos had survived thanks to one extraordinary individual. You can say Olympiacos are a small team, sure, but that only makes the bigger truth more uncomfortable. A star-studded Real Madrid needed a 4-goal rescue mission just to escape a game where they were constantly chased down. Take Mbappé out of the equation, and this match could have easily turned into a historic disaster. A fragile defense, a midfield with no real control, inconsistent intensity, and individual errors popping up at an alarming rate. All of it adds up to one massive question. Without Mbappé, where exactly is Real Madrid heading this season? And the answer is what nobody in Madrid wants to hear. Mbappé didn't just score 4 goals, he was the team's only source of emotional stability in a match where the whole structure looked like it could collapse at any moment. Every time Olympiacos pushed, every time the scoreline tightened, you could see Mbappé drop deeper, run harder, demand the ball, and take responsibility in every duel. His ability to carry the team isn't just about goals, it's about the sense of security he gives. When the ball reaches Mbappé's feet, Real Madrid fans feel like something good is more likely to happen. He can take any chaotic moment and turn it into an opportunity. Mentally, he's doing what Real Madrid's old legends once did. Cristiano Ronaldo lived through nights like this, nights where the team struggled, but he still found a way to drag them to victory. Now, Mbappé is writing his own version of that role, inside a squad still unfinished, inside a dressing room full of tension and pressure. Real Madrid's struggles against a weaker team like Olympiacos only made Mbappé shine brighter. It was like placing a diamond in the middle of a messy room. The more cluttered everything else looks, the more obvious the value of the one thing that's glowing. And when you look at Mbappé's extraordinary performance, it's impossible not to think about Vinicius Jr. There was a time when people said this was his team. But while Mbappé was scoring 4 to save Los Blancos, Vinicius was tied to a run of games without goals, without assists, and surrounded by controversies, complaints, rumors, frustrations about his role. Yes, he assisted Mbappé for the 4th goal tonight, but 10 straight matches without scoring or assisting is not a statistic you can ignore, especially for someone demanding to be on the same level as Mbappé. Football can forgive a dip in form, but no dip in form survives when it's paired with drama, with emotional outbursts, with actions that only hurt yourself. Vinicius has carried Real Madrid through tough times before, but football doesn't live on the past. On one side, you have a player lifting the team through goals, composure, and positive energy. On the other, a player battling himself more than the opponent. The comparison writes itself, and it's brutal. While Mbappé is carrying the team, the question for Vinicius becomes simple. What exactly are you demanding? Do you want a similar salary? Even more? Do you want a bigger voice? But in football, status is built on 2 things: goals and consistency. Right now, Vinicius is behind Mbappé in both, far behind. From the outside, he looks out of place, a player in poor form demanding things only players at the peak can demand. Mbappé's arrival is a ruthless test of Vinicius's ego. He either competes through football, through effort, through maturity, or he keeps sliding. And here's the problem. Real Madrid is not a place for illusions. This is a club where your contribution is measured by what happens on the pitch. Mbappé proved that in the harshest way tonight. And under that light, Vinicius's complaints suddenly feel empty. The match against Olympiacos wasn't just a dramatic win, it was a mirror. In that mirror, Mbappé appeared as a true superstar, a leader, the one who saves the team. And Vinicius? If he wants his demands to carry any weight, he needs to look at this match, and the many before it, as a warning. Negotiations, salary talk, status, pride. All of it means nothing if you can't offer what Mbappé just delivered: victories and certainty.